Hello. So last night there was a hearing in the University of Indonesia about the whole situation with the 16 men that were exposed to be in a group chat, and I just essentially want to give out my thoughts. So first and foremost, I want to apologize if my computer is reflecting through my glasses. I cannot be asked to record the video on my computer because the quality is just not as good as the one in my phone. So the hearing supposedly started at around 4:30 in the afternoon. Many of the university students had attended, and around 8:30, two people out of the 16 individuals have come down. Why? Now you ask, why don't the rest of the perpetrators come down to the auditorium? The answer to the question is their parents will let them. And I thought that was really funny because these are people of age, right? In Indonesia, once you reach the age of 17, 18 or something, I don't know, maybe it's 21, I don't know, but 17, 18, you are now legally an adult. So the parents shouldn't have any authority to withhold them from the hearing, right? That was also my question, but the system in Indonesia is actually very, very concerning, and it definitely needs a change. But yeah, those two people, when they came down, obviously people were booing them. People were outraged, and deservingly so. They apologized, but it was very PR trained. It was very neutral. There was no responsibility from them. When I say there's no responsibility, I mean there's no. It doesn't feel like they're sorry because of what they've said and done. It feels like they're sorry because they got caught. And I will talk about this further down the line, further down the video, I suppose. I don't know how many victims there are. They've talked about their fellow university students and their professors. I assume it's probably around, it's probably between 30 to 100 or something. There's definitely a lot of people. I don't know all the victims, and the victims' identity is still being protected because that's the how it should be. But from the leaked messages that I've read on Twitter, there's loads of screenshots. It's absolutely disgusting to learn about what they are saying about to some of these women, university students or professors. It's one thing to say, oh, I think she's beautiful, oh, I think this person's beautiful, but to say stuff like cows have 4 nipples, why does my girlfriend only have 2 nipples? Objectifying your girlfriend. It's an absolute travesty to put into perspective. Eventually, the 14 individuals that did not go down to speak and meet all the professors, all the deans, the students. Eventually, they came down around, I would believe, around 12:30 a.m. and then in the nighttime, around midnight, I'd say, maybe close to 1 a.m. But I think by not coming down and meeting everyone, you're only fueling the fire, right? Because people are angry, and rightly so. And once they came down, all hell broke loose. People were not jumping them, but they were going up to their faces and recording them and just absolutely berating them, and deservingly so, don't get it twisted. But yeah, they did not do themselves any favor with that, I think. Then so there's 16 people. The 2 of them have been questioned and have apologized. Then the rest of the the perpetrators, were they were asked to go up to the stage, apologize, and essentially explain, not even explain themselves. They just were asked to apologize, more specifically to the victims. What they wanted, what those students wanted was for them to apologize to the victims first and then explain themselves later, right? And so what I noticed with their apologies, first and foremost, it's very like neutral, very on the ropes, not really taking accountability and responsibility. A lot of them said, hello, my name's this, my ID is this, whatever, and I want to apologize for my behavior, and I will commit to and promise that I will never do this again, and I will commit to the procedure that will be upheld towards me in the future, and I will do what's necessary. Very, very, very neutral, right? I thought they should have just straight up said, I'm sorry to the victims, to whom I have offended. I'm sorry to the people who I just have offended overall, and just straight up take responsibility, man. Don't be fucking pussies. You said all those things with with your full knowledge, bro. It's not like you were drunk or you were under the influence of something. No, you said it like fully sober, fully knowing what you've just said. Sorry. And so they all really pissed me off, to be honest. Specifically, 3 individuals that I will name: Fayas, Dipatia, and Fallen, or Falenza, or whatever the fuck his name is. So in the leaked group chat, Dipatia said something, brought up a UU 30 2014, something shit like that, fucking rules and that, yeah. And in the rule, it was said that if you don't say anything, it's more about like administration. It does not have anything to do with sexual harassment cases and all that. So the law was something like, if you don't say anything, that means that we will take it or some shit. And the way Dipatia interpreted that law was, silence means consent. Now, I'll play the devil's advocate here. They're probably joking, but again, that joking about rape is definitely not something you should do. And then one of the members in the group replied to that law and said, silence means consent, which is absolutely diabolical, man. It's crazy to me how these people's minds is work, bro. It's crazy. And with the Fallen guy, he just straight up objectified a lot of women, simply put. I mean, all of them objectified and sexually harassed women, don't get it twisted, but this person specifically said like, oh, I'm sitting behind this girl, her ass is shaped like a W or some shit, there were like question and answer session in which Fallen got asked by a girl 3 questions. One of them was, are you hiring your staff? You're hiring your staff based on their look. What does that mean? And the third, I forgot the second question, but the third question was probably the most important one. She asked, I, through like my mentorship, I guess, contacted you to apologize to my friend, and you said, you as in like this Fallen guy, what's the context? Fully knowing what she's talking about, obviously. So all of them are absolute prats. There's no questions about that. But those 3 specific ones, I absolutely despise them. Seeing these women who are evidently holding back their tears, their sadness, their anger, their emotions, it really, really breaks my heart. I think most of the students that spoke were women, including the professor that was also a woman. So it just it feels so heavy in my heart, man, just seeing these women. And even though they're trying, they're trying to hold back their anger, they still are there. They have the strength and courage to confront their the perpetrators. One thing I'd like to point out as well, I know five of the 16 individuals. Four of them I went to elementary school with. One of them I knew through a mutual friend around high school. I didn't go to the same high school as him, but yeah. So these four individuals, one of them I was pretty close with actually, in sixth grade. We shared our love for professional wrestling. And funnily enough, before the case, I was actually just thinking about like, I kind of miss him. And then I saw the case, I'm like, oh, fuck this guy, man. The other two were Fayez and Dipatia. The guy that I said I was friends with in sixth grade was Hai. Rifat. Can't believe I thought of you as a friend at a point in my life. We weren't friends in the sense of like, I'll text him and we'll go out. Nah, we're friends in the sense of like sometimes I'll see him from like every couple of months, and yeah, just hang out together. We just hang out together with our other friends. And yeah, now learning about like his behavior towards women, it's fuck you, man, fuck you. Yeah, that's about it actually. I don't think I have any more thoughts, but I really hope that justice will prevail. I really hope that the victims will get the justice that they deserve and get peacefulness, I guess, so that they can, not just women but women and men, or women I guess more specifically in this situation, can study in an environment where it's safe and people are not degenerates, right? Because you go to uni to learn, not to sexually harass people, man. If you want to read about the whole situation, it's everywhere on Twitter, on TikTok. Twitter has most of like the leaked messages, the TikTok lives, from yesterday, from last night. And yeah, I really hope that these women can get peace someday, and that they can study in a safe environment. I hope God protect innocent women in the world, man. Like honestly, it really sucks. It really. Actually, you know what? I'm not even done. I forgot about one thing I wanted to say. Actually, it's about. I've just forgot what I was about to say again. No, it was about. It got me reflecting on my past behavior, or my past, the things that I've said or done. I haven't done anything or said remotely, even remotely close to to what they said. I was raised by a single mother. My daddy passed away when I was quite young. So I've always had an immense respect for women, even when I was at a young age. I remember talking about this to my best friend. I was saying essentially like, I want to have a daughter someday, right? But I'm so scared of what the world has to offer. But I can't guarantee, her. I can't guarantee her being safe all the time. That there won't be weird ass fucking men. And he said something that stuck with me even to this day. He said, treat women the way you want your daughters to be treated. And again, not saying I treated women like shit back then, but it definitely opened my eye and opened my perspective, and it definitely made me more aware and more cautious, respectful to what I say about women, to what I do to women. So yeah, that's also like one thing that has got me thinking about this, after this whole situation. I think that's about everything I wanted to say. I hope that these people will get expelled from the school, and I hope the victims get the justice. The justice. Barry McLovin from the editing room here. I also really want to say one more thing. A lot of these people have like high ranking in organizations, right? Some of them have, are in an organizations in which they prevent sexual harassment and all that stuff, right? So one of them are the leader of like the faculty year, high ranking people, right, with bright futures. Some men are, these women thought that these certain men were safe spaces to be around, safe fucking, I can't speak, safe spaces to just be a woman, right? And the thing that's ironic is the guy that is in the organization that prevents sexual harassment is the one that is one of the perpetrators. I think that's very ironic, and it got me thinking that if you're a woman, how can you trust men? The people that you thought are safe spaces to be around are now the perpetrators. Like, how can you trust men, right? Essentially, some of the women are girlfriends of like the perpetrators, and it just really sucks, man. For a woman, really. I used to be the type of person that's like, again, I've always been very supportive of like women and like the feminism movement, but I've always been kind of like the edge of like, not all men. But now it really has opened up my perspective towards like why women think of men in that way. Because like I said, how can you trust men that you thought are safe spaces, right? Safe spaces to be around. It's absolutely crazy to me. So yeah, I just wanted to say that one thing as well. I fully get why women hate men. I don't even try to like defend men anymore these days. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.